Hi there, ABC Corporations. My name is Irene Jones, your IO specialist that will be this will be just a small presentation I did put together to help you with your performance management appraisal process. I look forward to your final thoughts. First slide here. From my understanding of the organization, ABC is in need of a more formal, well-structured process. And from gathering that information, an overview or key components of the process would include, as you see listed here on the screen, career structure, role descriptions, competency to see model, personal plan, performance monitoring, which is individual job evaluations, and performance management meetings, upward feedback and performance review discussion, and that end of the year review. Um, Performance management is about achieving goals, right? So by helping people be the best they can be, achieving their potential by communicating expectation, planning for process, giving and receiving constructive feedback. The overview and the reason for this process, the purpose and the goal, and the objective of this performance management will be to just simply provide a more formal framework which links individual performance to the business performance. Moving to the next slide here. The a brief outline of the interrogation process will go as follow. Um, Performance management, ongoing feedback, employee input, and performance evaluation and performance review. This plan will be successful with the help of HR. The Human Resource Department plays an important role in designing and implementing performance appraisals. In fact, the HR team acts as a mediator between the functional heads or reviewing authorities and the employee. It is the human resource team responsibility to ensure smooth implementation of the appraisal process. In doing this, as you see listed here on the screen, they will procure, develop, compensate, interrogate, and maintain. And in doing this, you will see the different subtitles that will go as follow under each to give it a more formal, put together process. Measuring the effectiveness of your evaluation process ensures that you're using appropriate evaluation methods for employees' job, that supervisors and managers are comfortable with how to conduct employment evaluations, and that employees are genuinely satisfied with the results of their annual evaluations. So the first step here in measuring effective to have an effective measurement will be to discuss employee evaluations with supervisors and manager. In this phase, leadership should ask them to rate the employee evaluation process from the preparation stage to the final stage, during which they meet with the employees one-on-one. And in this phase, they look for areas where there are potentials for supervisory bias or too much subjectivity in the rating process. The next thing listed here is to conduct an employee opinion survey. In this step, this will help determine how receptive the workforce is to annual employee performance evaluation or how employees feel they are rated. The timeless of their evaluation, whether they believe rewards or incentives and raises or constants consistent with their performance evaluation amongst other concerns. The next thing listed here is examine completed evaluation. So in this phase, you will look for patterns concerning how certain supervisors and managers evaluate their employees, something I kind of mentioned before. And then the final thing here is review your exit interview responses or just employee feedback as a whole. This will help determine if your employee evaluation process is the reason employees are dissatisfied or why they leave your company. Just conduct an annual review of your company's overall performance management program to ensure it can effectively measure performance for employees in all positions. Moving to the next slide here. Culture and performance, which is something that is very important as well. Creating a performance culture requires a systematic approach to managing the performance of the organization, teams, and individuals. Culture is how we do things around here in order to succeed in the lamest term, I guess. It is an organizational way to identify a pattern of dynamic relationships. It has everything to do with implementation, how success is achieved. There are four core cultures for alignment of performance management measures, as you see listed here on the screen: control, collaboration, competence, and cultivation. Leaders create one of these four cultures from their own personal history, nature, socialization experiences, and perceptions of what it takes to succeed in their workplace. Steps to reduce bias in the feedback process, whether conscious or unconscious, everyone has bias. Although bias is part of being human, it can impact on leaders' ability to evaluate performance objectivity. So, how can leaders stop bias in this track to ensure performance reviews are fair for all involved? Consider these steps. First, improve your awareness or write down goals and expectations. Setting clear targets is an obvious way of evaluating performance and developmental needs. It also reduces bias. Referring to goals before completing evaluation gives manager a more objective perspective than open-ended questions like how did this person perform. The next step here is align individual and business goals. When business goals are clear and transparent, employees can directly connect their goals to the specific company targets. The ability to see real business impact or reduce bias in reviews. When priorities change, individual goals should be updated as well. So there you're not unfairly judging people against outdated targets. Final thing here, avoid the open box. The open box is a symbol for how little guidance managers get in general. Much of the unconscious bias in performance reviews stems from the open box. Many review process lack structure and simply provide managers with a few open-ended questions and a large blank space to fill. With so little guidance and so much leeway, it's no surprise that certain bias found their way into evaluations. Something I view the company is truly kind of doing. There's a lot of open box because there's no formal structure, so try to avoid it to reduce that bias. Final thoughts here. Ideally, the purpose of any process should be to improve employee performance and drive better business results, right? It links performance to achievement of the firm's vision and plans. Also, here it provides a focus on competency and encourages continuing learning, builds on different intern business capability, and just helps develop an achievement-oriented culture. A performance review is simply a two-way individualized conversation between a manager and employee about performance impact, development, and growth. It is a critical component of any organization's overall performance management strategy. These are some references that I did refer to get some of my information. I thank you for sitting in on my presentation, and I hope that you enjoy.